My name is Brent Bordelon, Jr., and I'm a former police officer and truck driver. Before I got in my accident, my favorite things to do was to hunt, fish. Camping was one of my biggest things, and hunting. The day of my accident was just any other day, Got in my truck and took off. I went to Oakdale, picked up a load, and from Oakdale went back to Lena. I unloaded my truck, and that morning I decided to take a right to go through Boys instead of hitting the interstate again, just a new route, And a lot of truckers were going that route too, that was hauling the stuff I was hauling. And that morning I come around the curve, and when I got on that straight stretch, there was a side drive to my right, and the driver just pulled out in front of me, and I couldn't stop. There was no way of stopping. It just happened so fast. I just had no control of nothing else. I tried to avoid it as much as I could, but there was no avoiding it. It's like my truck, the front of my truck exploded. It didn't catch on fire or anything, but it's like it just blew up. And when I woke up, I was still in the truck, and I saw a lot of steam, trying to figure out what was going on. I remember two guys come and help me. They thought I was dead, and I actually was standing up on the top rail. They helped me down, and I remember when I got on the pavement, I fell and I couldn't walk, and I was in tremendous pain. Right late in the afternoon, they took me to the trauma unit, where I went to the trauma floor and stayed 4 days. Then they did surgery on me, and I had a ripped pelvis, which they had to put 2 plates and 11 screws. And then I had broke my right knee also in 2 places in the back. And then I had also broke both sides of my ribs, the center part of my chest, my nasal cavity. I had busted my mouth, I had messed up my right arm, and I have nerve damage in my back. I needed help. I needed somebody that could help me. I called Mr. Brian when I was in the hospital, and I need somebody good. I need somebody who knew what he was doing, and somebody that would help me, because I knew I couldn't come out of it by myself. Because before I could even get out of the hospital, I had to have a wheelchair, a bedside toilet, a bedside table, crutches. I had a lot of things that need to come out with, And so they wouldn't release me. Workman's comp never stepped in. So I called Mr. Brian. I explained to him everything, and I said, Mr. Brian, I want to go home. And he says, I'm gonna get you home. So about not even 10 minutes later, he called me. He says, Brent, he said, it's all taken care of. Go home. I got to my house and I had everything I needed. My life changed a lot since my accident. I can't do what I used to do, for sure, But the things I liked to do before, as hunting and fishing and camping and stuff, I'm gonna go back to it. It's gonna take a lot more to stop me than that. If I can move, I'm going. I would recommend Brian Caubarreaux to anyone that has gone through an accident or having troubles like I had, because he's good. He knows what he's doing. Brian Caubarreaux will fight for you. My plan is to actually do what I never thought I would be able to do again in my life. I'm gonna go get me a motorcycle and ride my Harley. I'm gonna ride my Harley Davidson, and I'm gonna prove to everybody that miracles do happen. When Brian Caubarreaux says he does it right, he really does it right. He'll fight till the end for you.